My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who felt like they would be able to start a new relationship before they ended another one. And I do feel like this is someone who either decided to end that other relationship in favor of the new one, but didn't realize that the person that they were choosing was also seeing somebody else. So we have a bit of repeating or like kind of a domino effect here where someone is assuming or maybe even feels pretty confident that their beloved person that they've chosen is only interested in them, but there is somebody else that they're going to find out about. So feels a little bit chaotic and there's a lot of drama. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I had to go back for a little bit more. Hello, Jordan. How you doing? Hello, Elizabeth. If you're interested in a personal reading, I'd love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. Oh, now you can't see the sign. There we go. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Let's see. What are we going to start with? We're going to go with the Fairy Lenormand. Let's see what else we've got. Hey, Key Controller, how you doing? Should we move the candle a little bit closer? Is that too close? How's your weekend going? All right, what else do we have for this person? So we have someone who traded in a very loyal, loving individual, because we have the dog, which represents loyalty, and we have the anchor, and this talks about stability. So this would likely have been a marriage or someone who is living together. But they decided to go elsewhere, perhaps if they were traveling for work often, or maybe even just for fun. But we have somebody who is keeping a little bit of a secret here. Maybe not such a little secret, right? This is the Black Tarot. Hey, Lemonade, what's up? Hello, SM, how are you? What else do we have? The Tower, the Knight of Cups in the reverse, and the Star in the reverse. Yeah, this is somebody who feels like they had to take a risk. They had to take a leap of faith here. They know that it was probably frowned upon or not the best choice. They feel like they've probably caused some damage or hurt some people's feelings. But there's something here where they're trying to justify it by saying it's okay because we're soulmates, we're meant to be together. Sometimes that means that there's like, you know, some things that have to kind of fall apart or some things that have to change. So they're justifying the heartbreak, right? Like, I couldn't resist this person. They're who I'm supposed to be with. But the Page of Swords is in the reverse because they've read the situation wrong. They wanted to justify what they were pursuing when they had a very like compassionate and loyal partner at home. This is somebody who is now discovering that whoever they thought was their soulmate, they don't feel the same way, or the way they look at soulmates, it doesn't necessarily line up with how they would like to live their life, right? Hey, Align Your Soul, what's up? Hello, should I say Uma? Hello, David, how are you doing? We've got the Five of Spheres or the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, the Six of Spheres or Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Spheres. Yeah, this is someone who was hiding what they were up to. They were not being, like, they weren't capable of returning that loyal energy that they got from their relationship, at least not in a sustainable sense. At a certain point, they were, you know, taking off the wedding ring or lying about the status of their relationship online. This was someone who was putting themselves out there as if they were single, but they really weren't. And I do feel like there's a pretty good chance that there's kind of like a division or a split here where some of the people knew that there was a relationship and others may have been lied to and like completely kept out of the dark. I feel like if it were to be a majority on one side, it would probably be the one that knew about it. But we have this World card coming out, clarifying the Ace of Swords. So there is a truth that ends this connection, because where I thought we were soulmates and that's why I left this relationship or that's why I stepped out, it looks like you are more interested in someone else, or you don't want something serious like I do, right? I know, Ruder. I couldn't help it. I almost changed it. I just felt like that's what I had to put the title as. It's a little brutal. But here we are with the Three of Spheres, right? Three of Pentacles. This is someone who didn't realize there was yet another individual involved in this little love story, right? Hello, William. How are you doing? Hello, Sasha. Hello, Eliana. How are you doing? Yep, exactly. So look, we've got this passionate attraction, or this sense of things kind of being a whirlwind romance, right? Things got carried away, or things just felt, you know, like an escape from the doldrums of everyday life. So I do feel like we have a little bit of like over romanticization, if that's a word. Over romanticizing the connection, when it was probably more of like a physical attraction, or even just like kind of a distraction from what they didn't want to deal with in their life, right? LOL, Matt. How are you doing? Hey, Joseph. What's up? Hello, John. Hello, Kivanch. How are you doing? We've got the Two of Cups and the Knight of Spears, or the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So whoever this is, they have caused an obstacle or a perhaps even just like a total erosion of the foundation with this Two of Cups, the person who really does love them, because they were attracted elsewhere because they wanted that sense of like adventure or escape. This is the truth is. Ah, okay. Makes sense, Joseph. I'm laughing because I feel like there's going to be some people in the live chat who don't know what that means. Did I say hello to Famous Seamus? What's up? Oh, enjoy your hiking. Actually, that's a really good reminder for me, because I am taking tomorrow off. You guys know me. I'm a workaholic. I'm here like pretty much every day with you all. It's not going to be easy for me. I will still probably post shorts for you because I have some in stock. I have some that I've already recorded. But yeah, I'm gonna take tomorrow off. So don't miss me too much, or do, whatever it is. All right, what do we have? We've got missing you, longing to be with you again. And lust, sexual chemistry, but no depth here. That's exactly what I was saying. So they got distracted by somebody that they were attracted to and started assuming there was some like magical or emotional connection, but it was really just I don't think I can get in trouble for that. They get mad at certain cards on YouTube. But now we've got someone realizing that the real connection was the one they had all along, the one that they were trying to like distract themselves from. That's the one they should have been trying to maintain. Hello, Issue. How are you doing? Thank you. Good morning. Hello, Shay Shay. How are you doing? I don't know exactly what that means, but I feel like I should look that up. What does that mean, John? Hello, Reese. How are you doing? Hello, Grandheart. What's up? Yeah, so we've got this ex-partner and someone's not over them. I feel like we have these two folks who are attracted to each other. They know they shouldn't, but they do, you know, pursue a physical connection. And then one person is not fully over their ex, and another person may get distracted by a new individual. So it seems pretty destructive. It may just cause problems in any of the relationships that touch these two people, right? But at the end of the day, this person who steps out on, you know, the one they're married to or the person that they live with, maybe they have children together, now they're missing that person who was loyal to them because they realize the value of that loyalty after experiencing someone who offered none of it. And that's sometimes how the cookie crumbles. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Yeah, loyalty. Now I want that loyalty. Why did I play games when that's like the most important thing? You can disagree. Maybe it's not the most important thing. I might argue like communication above all else, right? Respect is way up there. This is someone who felt like they could find something exciting and loyal. I don't know. Is that too like pessimistic? They wanted these like, you know, fireworks, but didn't realize that by their very nature, fireworks are special because you don't do them every day. You know, if people were lighting fireworks every weekend of the summer, I would buy my own island. I don't know how I would afford it, but I would get away from everybody. This is somebody who didn't appreciate that over the long term, there was a really strong connection that they had with their partner, right? And they risked that because they wanted a little bit of fireworks. Like, Did I say hello to Redbeard? How are you doing? I'm a firework. Okay, Katy Perry. Did you kiss a girl? She tastes like a cherry chapstick? Sorry. Page of Cups, Six of Pentacles. This is karma. They gave up the loyalty and companionship they had with this person who loved them and who they loved for some excitement. So now they have to feel, I guess, the pain of loss for that, right? I wish I could get that back, but I chose what I thought was greener grass and it really wasn't. Now I realize I was lying to myself. I didn't really feel those emotions for this new person like I thought I did. I was just like, you know, in that honeymoon phase where everything seems perfect. And then you know, after a month or two, you start to realize, that person has some questionable taste. I mean, they're interested in me. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, after a certain period of time, people get a little bit more relaxed, right? So you know who they really are. This person's starting to realize they chose the wrong thing. And they may not be able to go back to their original partner. Ace of Cups is in the reverse. What I want is the person that I didn't treat very well. Is the person who was loyal to me. The person who was good to me. And I took it for granted, right? I don't know about that. I respect it though, famous Seamus. You like whatever you want to like. Hello, is it IMTS? Can I? Everyone can, But will I? No. Couldn't pay me enough money for that. Because see, the real cost putting curses on people, sending negative energy like that, is karma. You should go watch Rumpelstiltskin, or read, or Once Upon a Time. Yeah, it's a good idea. So we've got Seven of Swords and Judgment. You lied, you were playing tricks, you were sneaking around, you didn't want to be honest with this person who is being loyal to you. I'm not saying this is 100% you. This could be about the person who is disrespectful towards you. But whoever this is, they're learning that lesson now. They're realizing, I miss the person that I didn't value. I miss the person who was actually loyal to me. Why did I play games with that? And then I thought that the person who was you know, attracted to me was going to be loyal. Why did I think that? They feel foolish. Hello, Danny. You can look up one of my all signs readings if you would like a specific sign. Hello, Stumpy. Hey, DG. You want to come back? Be respectful. Otherwise, you're going to get blocked. Hello, Jeff. Oh, that's such a low effort. Like, if you're gonna try to make a cutesy joke, like, I need more effort. You'll still probably get timed out. But, like, that wasn't even offensive. Like, do better. Is anyone else experiencing audio issues? Moo is not able to hear. I'm not getting that message from anyone else, Moo, so that could be you need to re-enter the reading or try with headphones, perhaps. Thank you, Grindhard. I'm going to write down your question real quick. For those of you who are wondering, if I reach the $15 tip mark, then I do personal questions at the end of the general reading. So Grindhard has generously tipped. And I'm gonna write down his question and then do his question later. Close to receiving communication. Do you mean providing? Like providing, well, wait, I think I know what you mean. Okay, do you mean like the Cash App? Or am I taking that too literally? I will say this, Grandhard, you told me you were gonna give her some space. You gotta give her some space. But I'm gonna tackle these questions for you, okay? All right. Oh, I gotta catch up on the chat. Thank you, Key Controller. Thank you, y'all. I appreciate it. Oh, Peter. First of all, I don't really care what you think about my looks. Second of all, I don't even think you're right. But like, it's cool. I don't know if I've met a Peter I actually like. Maybe just, I mean, like, my cousin's cool. You won't watch, don't worry. Thank you, Online. How's it going? Hello, Lee. Aw, I don't think you're doom and gloom. Thank you for the tip. Let me write down your question real quick. Will X stop? I sure hope so. He's got to run out of steam at some point, right? Custody fight. I really hope he stops. I feel like he's using all of his energy on something that may not even, like, go that way, right? That's not sustainable. Hey, I got no problems with people who are thick. And if someone wants to think that I'm thick, I would take that as a compliment. But I know I probably need to eat a few sandwiches. Thank you, Jordan. Of course, it's never easy, right? When it actually means something to you, it takes a little bit of time. Thank you for the tip. When can I hear from her, or should I move on? So I'm writing down communication from her, question mark. And then, should I move on? Sending you a hug, Jordan. And always appreciate the positive, friendly energy that you all share with each other in the live chat. Appreciate that. All right, so with this general reading, just a quick reminder. This is someone who has decided to step out on a relationship. And when I do readings like this, it may come through a bit judgy. I want to be very clear with you all. If you've made this choice, or if you resonate with the person who stepped out on a relationship, I still love you, I still believe in you. You can make the right choices. The best way to handle this is to make a promise to yourself that you know you're better than doing that. For those of you who may have participated in something like this, you can do the same thing. I don't want you to feel like I am casting you out as like a bad person. We all do things that we want to work on or change, but this is somebody who is learning a very tough lesson because they had a very loyal partner and they chose to connect with somebody who was not loyal, right? And as a result, I think they're realizing there's not much they can do to get this person back because they did cross that line, right? They're trying to focus on work. They're trying to see if there's anything they can do to bring this connection back to life, but I don't think it's gonna work. Thank you, Aqua Beauty. Was at the barn when it happened. I got you, girl. Thank you. So now this person is starting to realize they may actually have to like set up a brand new life. They might have to find a new place to live. They might have to learn how to cook for themselves. They might have to learn how to mow the lawn. You know, those things that generally their partner did. This is like, okay, I guess I have to kind of like plan for a different life than I thought I was going to have. They thought they were going to end up with this affair partner or this person that they were really physically attracted to, but there's no depth here. And that other person, I feel like they're canoodling with someone else. So they're looking at their prospects for a long-term relationship and realizing that they threw out the thing that would have been what made them happy. They ended, or they showed they didn't really value the loyal individual, the one that they're missing. Don't know what you got till it's gone, right? If you've never heard Janet Jackson sing that song, do yourself a favor and go listen to that. Okay, so we've got someone who's wishing they could go back to this 10 of Cups energy, which is basically like domestic bliss. They feel like they took an opportunity that they felt was fated. I really want to like see what this love is about, but it ended up not being love. It ended up putting them in a situation where now they're alone. Now they have to think about what they've done, right? Hey Jan, how's it going? Thank you for the tip. Yes. Anything need to know? And is I'm writing so small at the bottom of my notepad here. Okay, we got it. Thank you, Jan. Canoodling, I know, it's a fun one to say, isn't it? We used to have like, at my old workplace, we used to have little words that if you could work it into professional emails and make it sound like it was supposed to be there. I know one of them was smattering. Make it sound like It was just how you talk. But it's a weird word that you would get like free lunch or, you know, happy hour, drink bought for you, or whatever. It was fun. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I sure appreciate it, everyone. Have you ever used that word, lemonade? I challenge you to use it today without giggling. I think it means like a collection of, right? Yes, I have a smattering of salt and pepper shakers that match. And they have a literary theme. You know, something like that. Maybe. That would actually be really, like, logical. I don't know. Okay, so for this general reading, let's see what's going to go on for this person who feels like they ruined a really strong relationship for a little bit of lust. This is someone who now feels like they're in a situation they never expected to be in. Maybe they didn't feel like they would be the one who was living alone or needing to find their own place. This could be someone who feels like a chapter has ended and they weren't ready for it. They may have had to reassess their budget because it's not like it used to be, right? We've got the Five of Cups in the reverse. They may not yet understand or have learned what they need to from the situation. Hey, Spirit Walker, how are you doing? Oh, no. Are you missing the L? See, that would be canooding. Canoe plus nude. Get it? Yeah. There's no reason why I know that. No reason. All right. We've got the Eight of Swords. And the Fool. Didn't see that this person they wanted to build a new life with was already planning to depart or start something else. They were caught up in their feelings, seeing what they wanted to see in this other person. And now with the Six of Pentacles, this is the karmic justice, right? How you treated this person that was loyal to you is how you get treated by the person you wanted to start things with. You didn't know that's what it meant. Okay, so there's canoeing and there's canooding, right? I think it's brilliant. I don't know how they got to canoodling, but I don't know if I want to know. So we've got Judgment in the reverse. Queen of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So someone is missing the person that they still love, that they, you know, stepped out on. But that person has boundaries. That person is building a new life because of the choices that were made by, I feel like I should have a name for this person. The Knight of Cups in the reverse. They've come out as the Six of Pentacles a couple of times. Nine of Pentacles. I mean, I just don't really like to call people the Fool. But we've got someone whose love is a source of sadness for them now because they fumbled it. They got distracted. They thought the grass was greener on the other side. In fact, it was not at all green on the other side. It was pretty bad, you know. Hello, Elida. How are you doing? Hello, Anne. You guys okay? Hello, Flower. How are you? Okay. Let's get just a few from the Hidden Truth Oracle, and then I'm going to dive into the personal questions. We've got a few from Grindhard, then we've got Lee, after that Jordan, and then Aqua Beauty, and then Jan. The more you know, right? The more you know. I didn't say that. Did you say that? Was that you? You guys want to know something horrible? If I burp, I like to ask whoever's standing closest to me, was that you? Just make it awkward. Hey, Rosafarian, you should probably put the keyboard down. And then we can call it even, right? You're not gonna do it and I won't either, so it's cool. But I hope you enjoy your weekend. Ooh, I like it. Santiago, I appreciate etymology, so thank you. I love it. Saying that it could be from the German Kanoodle spelled with a K, or some such variant as used as a term for a hug. See, these things, I don't know, there was like a show a while back that was looking into the etymology of certain words or phrases, but it was like curse words, I'm pretty sure. So I was all about it. So this person has found out the truth and it crushed them because the truth was that their new partner was not interested in a long-term relationship or was already messing around with somebody different, right? Hey, music. I think I would have enjoyed being a teacher. I don't know if I would be allowed. I think it would be kind of like Jack Black in School of Rock. I don't think I would necessarily have to lie about my name or my credentials, but I would probably be a bad influence. I'm really good with whiteboards though. My handwriting is like... Aw, hey J-Side, Jesus loves you too. So we've got, I am not available. That's what they should have said, right? And that's also what they're hearing from the person they thought they were about to start a conversation, or sorry, start a relationship with. And instead the conversation takes a turn for the worse, where they're realizing, okay, so I'm actually on my own now. I thought I had 2 relationships to choose from, and I thought we were going to have this exciting, amazing relationship, but it turns out you don't know how to do the loyalty thing. Oh, thank you, Flower. I appreciate that. I think that's one of the most important things that we can do, right? So we have, I hope that you can forgive me one day. This sounds like the conversation that may actually be happening between 2 sets of couples, right? It could be the lustful individual saying, I'm sorry, we had fun, it is what it is, but like I'm already moving on to somebody else. It could also be that this is the person who cheated and they're talking to the loyal individual saying, you know, maybe someday you can forgive me and we could get back together, right? We've got, my life is not as together as it seems, and I wish I had treated you better. So they're having to pick up the pieces or find a way to start a new chapter, build elsewhere. If there are children involved, that could be extra complicated as far as like figuring out schools and all of that. But we have somebody now who is doing a lot of work they didn't anticipate doing, and they're on their own because they gave up this stable relationship for something that was mostly just like a physical attraction, right? All right. This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot. All right, we're gonna start with Reinhardt's personal questions. We've got am I close to receiving communication? Yes. According to this, close would be within 9 days. Just to clarify that for you. 3 of Swords in the reverse. There's something that is difficult to talk about that is causing a problem here. And we have the same book showing up again, the Hierophant. So this is about having enough time to process things so that you can communicate in a comfortable way or be as honest as possible. So maybe there's still some things that she's figuring out. She doesn't want to say something that she doesn't mean. Is my providing or love skills bringing her back to you? No. We have strength in the reverse. So it seems to me like maybe because we grouped them together, but this is saying basically that there needs to be a little bit more self-control. Tell me more, please. Hey, Frederick, I'm going to ask you to be respectful, okay? 5 of Potions in the reverse. There's too much. So if this were done on a smaller scale, would it be bringing her back to him? Yes. So it's like, the way I'm saying it is when I was, I don't know, like a teenager, I remember reading in a magazine that when you are about to go out, look at yourself in the mirror and remove one accessory. Take it down a notch, right? Now, I'm not saying I always listen to magazines on how I want to look or how I want to feel because I think they're full of garbage most of the time. But I do think it's good to edit yourself. I do think it's good, especially like even with writing, right? You go back through and you're like, it was a little verbose. Probably just trying to show off there. It's not really necessary for the story. You got to pull back a little bit. You're doing too much. But what you are doing is good stuff. It's just too much. It's like, I love desserts, but cheesecake is too rich for me, man. I can have like one bite and then I'm done. Like, ew, get away from me. I'm not saying she's saying ew, but I'm saying you got to pull it back a little bit. So we've got, does she like his approach? I don't know that I phrased it the same way as you. Does she like his approach? Yes, so she likes the approach. The, like, character, the communication, this is good, but it's just too much, right? So let me just confirm for you, are we talking about 9 days as far as communication? Temperance in the reverse. Queen of Pumpkins. It could be up to 2 weeks. But it depends on, okay. It depends on this feeling of stability. If I feel like things are kind of like back to normal or I can handle getting to know someone, if I don't feel trapped in a situation, then yes. I do feel like September is going to be a positive month for you. All right, we're gonna move on to Lee, but if you wouldn't mind, all of you just send in some positive, lovey energy towards Growing Hard. We wanna see him be successful in his romantic endeavors. Oh, Lee, that is so cool. I love that. Affirmation cards are super important, especially at that age, right? If you could all send some positive energy towards VF. VF, I'm going to ask that you be cautious with what you post in the live chat, but we all want to see you get into a better headspace. So I'm sending you a big hug, okay? So Lee, with regards to those cards, I do feel like this helps Sage see through some of the dishonesty or like the chatter, right? So she can see clarity a little bit easier, which I love. But Lee's question was, will the ex stop? Is the ex going to stop? Yes. We have the Tower. There's something here that happens that makes it so he has to stop. I don't feel like it's his choice. It could be a court order. It could be a divorce. It could be someone laying down the law, right? But this is like, I'm going to be very clear with you, coming from a person of authority. Like, look me in my eyes when I tell you, you need to stop being such a... This is like, we're not going to play these same games going forward. You've been lying. You've been, you know, trying to make things extra difficult. You've been wasting people's time. Okay, nobody likes that. I think somebody's going to be like, listen here, you. And I don't think it's you. I think it's somebody else, and it could be a judge. What about with regards to the custody fight? What will the outcome be as far as Lee's perspective? Oh, I love that. The happiest card in the deck, the Sun. Now, this doesn't look super happy because it's Hocus Pocus, okay, you guys? It was a sad, sad movie with some good dancing. And an interesting Madonna costume, you know? Look, we've got Sun also here because the Sun talks about enlightenment. Information's coming through that he can't really change, right? Three of Pumpkins or Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Also, I feel like there's a huge gap here or a miss for him because if he's representing himself or he doesn't have the right representation, I feel like he misses out on something that he could be doing or he does something the wrong way. Either way, we've got somebody who's saying, here's the offer, take it or leave it. I don't care if you like it. This is what the offer is. And I feel like his reaction is not very good. Shocking. It's important to behave in a certain way when we're dealing with things like legal proceedings, right? He does himself no favors. All right, so sending you healing energy, Lee, and I hope things are resolved in a very fair way. And in a way that makes it easy for Sage to be happy. All right, so we're gonna move on to Jordan's question. Will there be communication coming to Jordan from her? Two Pentacles on the side, huh? There is a decent chance that she will communicate, but it is dependent upon some instability or drama in her life being resolved. So there is a pretty good chance of that. Oh, thank you, Flower. I appreciate that. I got you. Do you mean expect with boyfriend? Just want to make sure I'm right. That sounded really weird, but you know, did I ask the right question? Yeah, no problem. All right. So the communication, Jordan, will come through after she feels like there is something that has improved upon probably her stability. Could be finances, could be, you know, trying to figure out a job. But there needs to be a little bit more stability for her. Is it in Jordan's best interest to move on? This is interesting. Jordan, would it make sense to you if I said it's time to move on, you might resist it, and if I told you give it a little bit more time, then you might be more prone to like moving on? I'm not saying you're disobedient. What I'm saying is I think you already know the answer. And with the Chariot and the Knight of Cups in the reverse, this is like you've got some beautiful energy to offer somebody. If someone doesn't recognize that that's beautiful energy, why would they deserve to enjoy it? There are some incredible artisans out there, whether they're making food or art, like painting, right? And some people will look at those things and they'll be like, ugh, they don't deserve it. And I'm not saying she's looking at you that way. But if someone is not acknowledging just how great that energy is, allow someone else to take a little gander, a little peeky poo. At least be out there. Do you have to like totally shut it down? No. But you might find that there's other people out there that are very interesting to you. You're welcome, Lee. And Dr. Pepper for sure. I'll be getting that for sure. Oh, Danny, please don't share your personal information. I don't need that to do questions, just so you know. Okay, let me move on to Aqua Beauty's question. We've got, was Jen at the barn when it happened? Was Jen at the barn when it happened? Was Jen at the barn when it happened? Yes. Is there a home option as well? I feel like there was 2 locations. Someone's home as well as the barn. But if I recall, this was the did not get all the way around, right? Those bases. So we got the 5 of Cups. Didn't go very well. May have been interrupted, actually. You know, I wouldn't. I gotta be careful what I say. I'm gonna tell you that in my email. Sending you positive energy, Jordan. Remember that you deserve to be with somebody who respects you and appreciates all that, right? It's true. Hello, Richard. Hello, Linda. How you doing? So we've got a question for Jan. Is there anything that she needs to know? Let me switch. Well, no, I haven't pulled too many. Is there anything that Jan needs to know? Wow. This is quite clear to me that where there is no justice, there will be justice. I'm wondering if they're looking ahead at your next question here. But this could be, let me ask, is this separate from Pam? Is this a different situation? No, this is saying for Pam. So what you need to know is that there are 2 parties involved in this situation who are operating in bad faith. We have the King of Wands and the King of Swords in the reverse. These do not need to be men, but you are dealing with somebody who is potentially corrupt. You are dealing with somebody who is anger management issues, or I may even see a little bit of a substance issue here. But I do feel like there's been a lack of justice that is being overturned or is being addressed and made right with the 10 of Wands in the reverse, because somebody can't keep up the act. They keep getting pressured or pushed in a very good way because what they've said or what they've offered is BS. So whatever, I don't know if there's like a location that was off, or if there's, you know, that wasn't the goal, or we followed everything the way we were supposed to. There's something here where it's like, nope, we know exactly what was going on. So nice try, but those 2 people who were trying to be dishonest, they're going to no longer be able to do that. So I'm happy to see that the justice is going to be here. I'm still going to just make sure, is Pam going to get justice? There's something that needs to take place first, and it's the discovery of this dishonesty or these lies, right? And then Sun, positive outlook. But man, this looks like it was tricky. Like the way I'm seeing it is, were they called burrs? Those things that you can like encounter in a park that are really like they stick to your pants. That's what I'm seeing these 2 people are like. Yeah, I don't like those things. Hello, you burr of a person, you. Don't say that to them, but good luck to you, hon. All right, we're going to take a look at Flowers questions. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. Let's see. This is the Masonic Tarot. That's quite the question. Hello, Curtis. How are you doing? All right, so for Flower, what advice do we have for Flower regarding the current financial situation? This feels to me like there's someone here who could offer some assistance, but the price of that assistance is an honest conversation about something. So this is coming through as like a close friend or a family member that maybe you've had a falling out with. Maybe this is someone who could offer just like a little bit of assistance, but it makes a difference. Even if it's like eating with them one meal a week, or, you know, hey, I grow some veggies in my backyard. You can add this to what you've got. But there's someone here who cares about you deeply. And what they want from you is maybe an apology or like a truth. What really happened here, or what did you say, that kind of thing. And if you do, this person would be helpful to you. This person would lighten the load for you or make it more affordable for you. But this is someone who may not know that you're going through financial difficulty. Or this could be someone who is maybe even a little bit materialistic. They love you though. How is Flower's sun? He's healing. He might have a little bit of a temper. Eight of Wands. He talks a lot. Very curious. And working on important, like, building blocks, right? But I see positive energy. Healing energy, learning energy, and a lot of communication. And what to expect with the boyfriend. Three of Wands or Three of Gold in the reverse. In the Masonic Tarot, gold correlates to fire, by the way. So Three of Wands in the reverse, the Fool, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. There's something unexpected that happens. It's bad luck, to be honest with you. And it could be bad luck pertaining to your boyfriend's inability to measure something appropriately or see what is there for what is there, right? May have kind of dressed it up or made it seem like it was better than it really was. But this is going to cause some issues, maybe even some arguments. Could cause a change in the living situation. But even if it causes arguments initially, I do feel like it leads to strengthening your connection. So the advice here is be patient. You deserve to be respected, right? So don't be like a doormat. But this is saying that things might actually work in a better way. It's like making lemonade out of lemons, because you're able to take the situation and say, well, maybe we could make life a little bit easier if we do this, or if we like move in together. So do what you can to look at it as we're a team. What can I do to be supportive? And then things move forward for you. But I'm sending you so much positive energy, a big old hug, and I hope things get better for you financially. Haley, thank you again. Let me see, what's the general energy for Lee today, please? A change in perspective. That someone has been resisting, but the illusion is no longer being bought into. So I do feel like we have someone coming to grips with the idea that they've seen things the wrong way, admitting maybe I was a little bit unfair about this, or maybe I didn't really want to admit that's what it was. Redby, you're funny. Anything else that Lee needs to know for today, please? And we've got the Page of Pentacles or Knave of Mallets. There's something here that you are encouraged to begin building. This could be like an emotional bond. This could be a project in your house. This could be laying the groundwork for having some meditative time with your daughter. There's something here that is going to be really helpful for you in terms of processing energy and manifesting like calm energy, and I feel like it's with your daughter. Hello, MC, how are you doing? Let me see what we get for you. Let me get a different deck. MC is saying, can you tell me the lie? MC does not see what the lie is. What is the lie? What do we have for MC, please? What is the lie? Knight of Cups and the reverse, Six of Wands and the reverse, Six of Cups, Tower in the reverse. Okay, so I feel like someone is exaggerating things to you. We have someone who's like, ooh, that was me like faking crying, right? So we have somebody who may be whining or bemoaning a failure, saying, I can't believe that didn't work, or no, I couldn't get that request approved, so I can't be there. This is someone who is faking that things didn't go the way they were hoping. I feel like this is someone who didn't actually try to do something on your behalf when they say that they have. So we have an individual who's not really there for you, and they're not really willing to be honest with you about that, right? This could be a sibling, this could be a close friend, this could be a coworker. But this is someone who did not lift a finger for you, even though they said they would try to do something on your behalf. I do feel like you're going to get proof of this. I do feel like there's going to be like a screenshot or somebody talks to you about what they heard. You're going to find out what really happened. And then I feel like you look at this person like, thanks for the memories. Why'd you lie to me? Deuces. So the lie is someone who said that they were doing something to try to help you out, and they really didn't. Any other guidance for MC, please? And I'm sorry that someone has done that to you. You do not deserve that. We've got Four of Pentacles in the reverse, Five of Swords in the reverse. But I do see you clearing out a lot of negative energy in the remainder of this year. I do see you having a lot of burdens removed from your shoulders. The important thing here is to not keep yourself in situations where you may feel stuck or where you may feel like you don't have a lot of forward movement possible, right? But I'm sending you a big hug. I'm sorry that someone has done that to you, and I do see a lot of positive energy in your future. Just make sure you're walking towards it, right? All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Toodles.